Now we can do the purification practice, the 4 opponent powers, using the Buddha Vajrasattva. But to start, let's stabilize the mind by doing some concentration meditation on the breath for a couple of moments. So just check the body. Be very relaxed. Best to sit in a cross-legged position. If not, then sitting on a chair is okay. But whichever, the back should be very straight. Think of your spine as like a stack of coins that you're holding up very carefully. Shoulders square but relaxed. The hands in the lap in the meditation mudra. Left underneath, right on top. Thumbs touching, forming a triangle. Head down, chin tucked in. Jaw relaxed, lips apart. The tip of the tongue resting behind the top teeth, just near the palate. And breathing through the nose. And the eyes, best, as His Holiness the Dalai Lama says, to be open, but if our concentration is not so good, then have them lightly closed, but have them looking down as if you were looking at straight at the ground. Eyes lightly closed. So now settle into this position now, remembering that it's not your body that meditates. Meditation is not a sensory experience. The reason to have the body like this is to allow the mind to do its job, to focus, to meditate, because it's the mind that meditates. So just for a minute or two, strongly concentrate all our awareness on the sensation at the nostrils, the air, as we breathe in and out. Just that point. And every time the mind wanders off, bring the awareness back to the breath. Don't follow the thoughts, but keep the mind very conscious, very aware. Bring the mind back to the breath. Now the first step in these 4 opponent powers, this process of purification of negative karma, is regret. The function of regret isn't like guilt, not at all like that. And nor is it for the sake of others. What we're trying to do is recognize the various actions, karmas of our body, speech and mind that are negative, that is to say, that harm us and harm others, and to strongly acknowledge them and regret having done them. And the main reason is because we do not want the future suffering. We don't want the future karmic suffering to come from what we've done. So we think, whatever I've done today, yesterday, this life, absolutely from the depths of my heart, I own these, recognize these, and regret having done them, thought them, said them, because I don't want the future suffering. And then think, whatever I must have done, since beginningless time, to harm any living being. Absolutely regret. So we contemplate this. And so then we think automatically, well, whom can I turn to give me the methods, the medicine, to purify these negative karmas in my mind, to help me uproot them before they ripen in the future as suffering for me. So we do the second opponent power, the power of reliance. We turn to the Buddha as a doctor. Purification doesn't mean the Buddha forgives us. It means that we use the Buddha. We actually purify our own minds. We imagine above our heads Vajrasattva, the Buddha Vajrasattva, in the aspect of a bodhisattva. White light body, everything made of light, sitting on the white lotus, on a sun disk and moon disk, like two flat cushions. Silken clothes, very radiant, decorated in the bodhisattva style. Very blissful face, full of compassion. Five-pointed bodhisattva crown, long black hair, partially held up in a top knot. His left hand is at his heart, crossed at his heart, holding a bell, which represents the full development of wisdom, and his right hand across that, holding a Vajra, which represents the full development of compassion. He's sitting above our heads, facing the same way as we are. And we imagine that his oneness with the mind of our own Lama, our own spiritual teacher. Visualize him very clearly. The second part of the power of reliance is we have strong aspiration to want to only benefit others, not harm them any longer. We generate this strong aspiration to become a Buddha, to purify our own negative karma as quickly as possible, so that we can develop our own true nature, full wisdom and compassion, fully developed, so then we can effortlessly only benefit others. Because they, like us, don't want to suffer either. So we can sing a prayer expressing these two ideas of refuge in the Buddha, relying upon the Buddha as a doctor, and then relying also upon sentient beings, because without them, how can we have compassion? The very beings we've harmed in the past, we now wish to help. Sangye chadang tsoke chognam la, changchu badu dagni kyabsu chi, dagi jinso gipe sonam ki, drola penchir sangye drupha shok. Sangye chadang soki chognam la, changchu badu dagni kyabsu chi, dagi jinso gipe sonam ki, drola penchir sangye drupha shok. Sangye chadang tsoki chognam la, changchu badu dagni kyabsu chi, dagi jinso gipe sonam ki, drola penchir sangye drupha shok. And now the third opponent power, we actually take the medicine. We do a practice. We visualize purification and recite the mantra of Vajrasattva. So first we imagine from Guru Vajrasattva's heart, he sends out powerful beams of white light to all the directions of the universe, hooking the energy of all the holy beings, and then this light absorbing back into Vajrasattva's heart, making him even more radiant, more blissful, now representing the energy of all the Buddhas of the universe. And now out of his great compassion, his affection for us, Guru Vajrasattva sends powerful nectar from his heart that enters us and completely fills us. And this first stage of purification, it purifies all the negative karmic imprints of the harm we've done since beginningless time to any living being with our bodies. So imagine this powerful nectar comes from his heart, enters our crown chakra, and completely fills us. It's like a hose of energy, so strong, forcefully filling us, and then driving out through all our lower orifices, in the aspect of filthy liquid, all the imprints of the negative actions of our bodies. Strongly visualizing this, wanting this, as we recite the mantra of Vajrasattva. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Teno Patita Dido Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sawasiddhi Mempayata Sawakama Sutsame Siddham Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Teno Patita Dido Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sawasiddhi Mempayata Sawakama Sutsame Siddham Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Teno Patita Dido Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sawasiddhi Mempayata Sawakama Sutsame Siddham Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Teno Patita Dido Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sawasiddhi Mempayata Sawakama Sutsame Siddham Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe. So now imagine all the imprints of the harm we've ever done with our bodies to any living being ever since beginningless time, completely purified, disappeared into space, not one atom left, full of this radiant nectar. Feel so glad about this. And now Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sends from his heart this powerful hose of energy again, entering our crown and forcefully filling us, this time driving up towards the top part of our body all the imprints of all the harm we've ever done to any living being since beginningless time with our speech, all the negative speech and lying and harsh speech, criticism, all of this, totally leaving us in the aspect of filthy liquid through the top orifices of the body. Just as Lama Yeshe says, when you have a tap turned on in the sink, the junk in the glass all comes to the surface. Just like that. All imagine this negative energy leaving us completely as we recite the mantra of Vajrasattva. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Teno Patita Dido Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sawasiddhi Mempayata Sawakama Sutsame Siddham Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Teno Patita Dido Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sawasiddhi Mempayata Sawakama Sutsame Siddham Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Teno Patita Dido Mebawa Sutokayo Mebawa Supokayo Mebawa Anurakto Mebawa Sawasiddhi Mempayata Sawakama Sutsame Siddham Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 Ho Bhagavan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Chenopatita Diro me bawa Sutokayo me bawa Supokayo me bawa Anurakto me bawa Sawasiddhi me payatsa sawa kama sutsa me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ha Hung Pe. Now imagine all the imprints of the negative speech, the harm we've done to sentient beings since beginningless time, with our speech completely purified, not one atom left, totally disappeared into space, full of this radiant nectar. Again, from his heart, Guru Vajrasattva this time very compassionately sends beams of light, more subtle, that enter our crown and then fill us completely. Instantly, though, as the light hits our heart chakra, we imagine, just as when you turn on a light in the room, the darkness is instantly dispelled. So now, all the imprints of all the negative states of mind that are the source of the harm we do with our body and speech, instantly gone, eradicated by this powerful white light filling us. The ego grasping that it's the source of all of it, the attachment, anger, pride, jealousy, all these things, absolutely gone, eradicated. As we recite the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopatita Dido me bawa Sutokayo me bawa Supokayo me bawa Anurakto me bawa Sawasiddhi me payatsa sawa kama sutsa me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Chenopatita Dido me bawa Sutokayo me bawa Supokayo me bawa Anurakto me bawa Sawasiddhi me payatsa sawa kama sutsa me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Chenopatita Dido me bawa Sutokayo me bawa Supokayo me bawa Anurakto me bawa Sawasiddhi me payatsa sawa kama sutsa me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Chenopatita Dido me bawa Sutokayo me bawa Supokayo me bawa Anurakto me bawa Sawasiddhi me payatsa sawa kama sutsa me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe. Now feel that you're completely purified of all the negative states of mind, full of this radiant light, not one atom left. This time we imagine that Guru Vajrasattva very compassionately sends the nectar and the light simultaneously. We do all three simultaneously. And this time we imagine that even the subtlest imprints of all the negative actions of body, speech and mind completely eradicated. As we sing the mantra. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Tenopatita Dido me bawa Sutokayo me bawa Supokayo me bawa Anurakto me bawa Sawasiddhi me payatsa sawa kama sutsa me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Chenopatita Dido me bawa Sutokayo me bawa Supokayo me bawa Anurakto me bawa Sawasiddhi me payatsa sawa kama sutsa me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Chenopatita Dido me bawa Sutokayo me bawa Supokayo me bawa Anurakto me bawa Sawasiddhi me payatsa sawa kama sutsa me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe. Om Vajrasattva Samaya Manupalaya Vajrasattva Chenopatita Dido me bawa Sutokayo me bawa Supokayo me bawa Anurakto me bawa Sawasiddhi me payatsa sawa kama sutsa me Sitam Shriyam Kuru Hung Ha 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 ho Bhagawan Sawa Tathagata Vajramame Mutsa Vajrabhava Mahasamaya Sattva Ahung Pe. Imagine now that we completely have achieved our own Buddhahood, our own true nature, infinite wisdom, infinite compassion, all the positive qualities fully developed. This is who we really are. So now we do the fourth opponent power, in a way the most important one, which is the determination to not do again. So as Lama Zopa Rinpoche says, we don't lie to ourselves. And if we can't say, I will never be angry again, then we don't say that. But if we can say, I will never kill again, I will never steal again, I will never lie again, whatever we really feel we can accomplish, and that means with intention, then we say that. But if not, then we give ourselves a reasonable timeline, even if it's only 10 minutes. I will not be angry for 10 minutes. I will not lie for 1 day. I will not steal for 6 months. I will not be angry for whatever. I will not be jealous. Whatever we feel we can do, and we all know our own main qualities. This is the power of the promise. And it's a vow to ourselves, not to the Buddha. It's our own self that we're accountable to. So contemplate this very strongly, making vows to ourselves. So now we imagine that Guru Vajrasattva very happily dissolves into white light, enters our crown, and absorbs into us, becoming oneness with our own mind. So we imagine that the mind of the Guru, of the Buddha, and our own mind, same thing, no differentiation. Really imagine this. This is our true nature. So now we dedicate the merits of doing this activity of purifying our minds, the regret, what we have said, done and thought that has harmed others and harms us, because we don't want the future karmic results, strong sense of reliance upon the Buddha, whose methods we want to practice, and strong sense of compassion to want to benefit others. The practice itself, the power of the antidote, and then the determination not to do again. As Lama Yeshe says, this is what purification is, It's the power of regret, the power of reliance, the power of the antidote, the power of the promise. This is what purifies negative karma. And there is no negative karma that can't be purified. So rejoicing in this activity and dedicating all the virtue we've created from doing this for the sake of all sentient beings. So as we motivated, when our own enlightenment manifests, all beings will bear the results of this, will experience the results of this. Kewati nyu dudag Lama sangye gyune drowa chikyang malupa te sala gopasho jang chub sem chogrin poche ma ke panam ke gyuchig ke panyam pa me payang gong ne gong du pel basho